You women weren't looking for. When you came across a nice guy, you didn't give him the time of day because he didn't have what you wanted to have, or he didn't have it. He didn't, or he wasn't flashy with it. You didn't want to take the time to get to know him. You know, you didn't want to take the time to get to know him. No, you wanted your bad boy. You wanted to do with the money, and then you want to talk about he had bad character. When you bitches don't give a fuck about character, I don't know why. When we say look for character, we're not talking about the bum on the street. I mean, he has damaged character for all I know because of what y'all did, well, what society has, and the injustice that's been placed on the motherfucker who's homeless or who's out on the street or he's crazy or the guy who's crazy or the serial killer because you created that guy. Society did. Society has did a disservice to these individuals who've been fucked over by the system. And I will do a future video about male suicide, and that's maybe later on in the day, because after this I'm going to take a nap. So you're not. The girl's not asking. Were you looking for a guy who had good character? And before you even say that, did you even have good character, Mom? Aunt Sheila or whatever the fuck, Auntie. Well, did you ever have? Did you have good character? Did you have good morals? Were you with a guy who had his mind right, had the morals and the integrity? A guy who was striving to get his shit together. Did you have your shit together? And I'm not talking about in superficial resources bullshit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your mentality and stuff. What was your foundation? What were you about? No, they don't. They don't take the. They don't. They don't. Women don't. Young women. When young girls are growing up as women, they don't take the time to learn from what these feminist bitches who have a hatred for men. They deliberately go out and deal with the bad boys to justify their complaints. Because the reason why they don't want to get with a good guy, or because they're not a good person themselves. Number one. The second reason is because they ain't trying to be led by positivity. 3, no drama. That's boring. Somebody who practices honesty, dependability. No, let me say that again. Somebody who practices honesty, has a high moral code, who's dependable, trustworthy, and has seniority, and is always truthful from the good and the bad, and will never sugarcoat anything. They don't want that because they cannot manipulate them. They can't control that dude. That's what it comes down to. It's why I'm being on top. And that's not love anyhow. And that's the problem. Not only that, you don't even know what love is. We've been brainwashed by all this media and all this TV and all this indoctrination in these criminalized school systems to dumb us down. This is why we can't get on. This is why we can't coexist. This is why you have division. One gender is on top.
Do you want some cookies?
Yes.
Make cookies.
Okay.
Can you bring some?
Sure. Like I was saying, the woman is on top, and the man is suppressed down. That's why we have the problems that we have. So how in the hell do you expect to have a successful, long-lasting relationship when we are on bullshit? When our minds have been poisoned with toxic garbage. So when it comes down to it, it's not about your age, it's about your intelligence. I mean, you can say your maturity And it's when it comes to maturity, it has to be seen through examples and how people have conducted themselves. And there's also a self-discipline. If you're not seeing that, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
If you're not seeing that growing up, then how can you develop good character? How can you have a healthy mindset when you've been bombarded with garbage around you in your environment? When you don't expose yourself, you don't seek the knowledge. You don't expose yourself to new things. You don't try to learn anything. And how can you try to learn anything when everybody else is on dumb shit? So it's not about your age, it's about your character. It's about how you develop as a person. Your mind is being developed. That's when it comes down to maturity. It's about what you've been exposed to, what you have endured, and what you have been forced to be in. From either going through, or you're still in this situation, the bad situation. You're still in these negative circumstances because you never found a way to come out of it because you've been failed from the previous generation. So how the hell you expect to you want to talk about getting married when you hit past 30 when you haven't grown up, when you never grew up, you never learned anything, you never been accountable for anything, you never schooled yourself, you never educated yourself, nor policed yourself, or you never disciplined yourself. You never had self-discipline. You never been socially aware. You never paid attention to the politics. You never paid attention to the agenda that's been going on in this artificial system that we are in. So how can you expect a healthy, intimate bond when the fact is, this intimate bond, you've been brain raped with lies about this airy fairy tale of love? Tell me. Your minds have been destroyed before you even got to this planet. Before you got to this planet, everything was fucked up. Everything was damaged. So, what do you expect? Anyway. So, if you don't correct these issues that you have, and if you're not paying attention to what I'm telling you, there's no hope for you. So, it's about, for you to have a successful relationship, you have to work together and build together. That's what it comes down to. You have to get to know each other. You have to like people for who they are. I'm not saying accept negative bullshit. I'm saying be understanding. You don't have to tolerate it, but understand that there's nobody perfect in this world. You ain't perfect. You're no better than nobody else. Don't expect somebody to have something when you don't have it your damn self. That's what I'm telling you. Good. You have to get your priorities right. We have to get our morals back. We have to start treating people the way we want to be treated ourselves. We have to treat people the way we want to be treated. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. That's the key. Having morals and integrity. Where's our integrity? You don't have it because it's been taken away from you. Not much, man. So, until you address these issues, until you actually start being honest with one another instead of trying to be fake, you'll never get nowhere. You will never get nowhere. with nobody. No matter how old you are. So what you people need to start doing is get your head out of your ass and get your head straight. You have to get your mind right. You have to deprogram yourself and learn the right and do things the right way. Because you've never been taught the right way. What is the right way? Until we learn what is the right way, then you people, you relationship experts, y'all just need to just put a sock in it. Because you're not here to help us. You're here to get paper. That's all you want is the money. Until we as people start thinking for ourselves and stop listening, instead of just listening to motherfuckers who don't know what they're talking about, who ain't been through anything in their life. I'm talking about we all been through disappointments. I'm talking about being in compromised situations where you have to be a genius to get out of it. Where you have to be a genius to take control of your life. Because once you are in turmoil, you cannot get out of it. I don't care what anybody says. You can pray to the high heavens. You'll still be stuck. So what people have to do is re-educate themselves. People need to deprogram themselves from all this mindless fluff. People need to start going back to their natural ways because we've been too fucking domesticated. You need to start seeing people for human beings. All this sex and all this material bullshit is what's killing us. Throw your TV out. Boycott that shit. I'm not gonna be talking. Yes, I'm guilty of some of these things too. But you know what? I can identify with it and fix the problem. And I can talk about it. And we need to start talking about these issues. If we don't, well, we will forever be disconnected. And that's all I gotta say. And I'm signing out. Peace.